Chat, let's get right down to business here tonight. I'm not even going to give people time to file in. If they're not here from the get-go, that is their fault, and they are going to miss the origins of a special season in Florida, because we have more games to move on to, and we're going to move on to them. But not before spending some money in the free agent side of things. With this sim time, they won't miss much. Fair. Very, very fair. But again, this team is still looking pretty good. It is. It's looking all right. I mean, Henry Clark wants too much money, as we said, but we're looking okay. We do have to sign Mike Barron and stuff like that. But despite the fact that Reinhart and Klessler are both making $10 million, there is a big name free agent out there who I am willing to give a whole lot of money to. His name is Aaron Gallant. And not to mention Cam Fowler's out there. And Jordan Wheel. Fun fact, Jordan Wheel turned into a good player in this reality. We need this guy. We need this guy to be right on the top line with Klessler and with Barron. I'm calling my shot. While he's not the best skater, he's the missing piece. He is the missing piece. He wants 6 years at $8 million. I will give him 6 years at $9 million. Please, God, pick me over Detroit. Please. And the Diamondbacks just scored again. Let's fucking go. Love me some playoff baseball. Love it. Anyway, $21.7 million. We're offering Gallant $9 million. There's really no reason as to why we shouldn't go after Cam Fowler. Aside from like, oh, it's kind of worrisome to overspend for people. Fowler has consistently been one of the best defensemen throughout this franchise mode. So we're going to send him a 4-year deal at $7 million and hopefully outduel the Islanders and the Sharks. And things could be all right for us. They could be. I simply can't give up at this site. The bot and Discord didn't fire a notification. Noted. I will go change that right now. I mean, it's not as if I don't, stream the same day everywhere. Anyway, Dusty, what's going on? Yeah, the bot's been a bit finicky since we had to change the Discord, unfortunately. It did put out the stream thing. I don't know if the alert went out, but it did tag everybody. So interesting. I don't know. We got to sign Pat Irving because he might have some trade value. What do we have on the defensive side of things? Nobody. Do we have any forwards? Aside from Gallant, I don't think we have any others to worry about. Ooh, Philadelphia's in trouble. I think we're okay. In terms of prospects, it's not looking too good. There is Dmitry Grabeshkov, who's really not that bad at 25 years old. But I think we're okay. So many of these dudes, too. Jeremy Gregor, Chris Berry used to be our players, and they're fringe NHLers, to say the least. Damn. All right. Come on, big names. Come on down to Florida. We have a cup to win. It's going to happen. We're going to start off this night right by landing the big fish. Gonna reel him in. It's not quite the big fish I wanted. Come on, big fish. Big fish. One more day, it's fine. Big fish. There's one. We're winning the cup. We're winning the cup. I'm calling it. We're winning the cup. It's gonna happen. We still have $7 million in cap space. We are winning the Stanley Cup. I'm calling it. Hi, Jack. What's going on, man? How are you? I hope you are good. This is the year, everybody. This is the year. We're going to be one and done with NHL 13 seasons tonight. We'll match the offer for Mike Barron. And then we're going to move on to NHL 14. It's going to happen. Did I watch any games tonight? I kept my eye on a couple of games. I didn't watch any hockey games tonight from start to finish. I was also and am still keeping my eye on the NLCS. But I saw the Line A headshot. Saw that Jack Hughes did Jack Hughes things because it's Jack Hughes, and Jack Hughes is Jack Hughes. He's a phenomenal player. So, oh, sim speed. I'm willing to be patient with the sim speed now because I know there is gold at the end of this waiting time rainbow. Telling you, we're gonna be fine. I picked Brad over Hughes in daily fantasy. Oof, well. It's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, Jesper Bratt's pretty good, but, you know. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Jacques, yes. Yes, indeed. All one word. Jacques. Sorry, I just saw an ad on the baseball game. They're making a new Wonka? Stop. What? Oh, God damn it. Like, just how creatively bankrupt do you have to be? Every 18 years, it's like, oh, let's make a new Wonka. You're not going to top the first one. Stop trying. It's not going to happen. You are never going to top the first one. It's ridiculous. Christ, there are some times where remakes, hey, actually turn out pretty good, and then there are other times where it's just like, okay, really? Like, why the fuck would you need, wow, 10 years? Jesus. Like, why the hell, like, what's the point? Like, I get, like, rebooting Jurassic Park because you have different technology than you had back in the 90s, but the fuck, you know? What purpose, other than money, could they possibly have? And, well, that's the correct answer. They don't have another purpose. Shout out to Nasty Stomper. What a name. Oh, come in. All right, do I have the money to sign Henry Clark? Nope, he wants $6.5 million. Okay. Well, we might not be able to bring in Henry Clark at the start of the season, unfortunately. The newer Planet of the Apes are good too, and again, new technology. You know? New technology. It wasn't people in masks like the originals. Outside of like, oh yeah, well, we can do different things now. It's like, what are the Oompa Loompas? I gotta see an Oompa Loompa in 4K. Like, the fuck? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Usatalo can get called up. I really do want to get our other good defenseman into the mix, but I don't know how it's going to happen. We picked up a puppy earlier. Did you put him back? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With Balej, we want to get Jacker onto the team. Have I seen the trailer for Iron Claw? I haven't, but I am aware it's being made. So, who's more creative with Bankrupt? Hollywood or Naughty Dog? I mean, Hollywood. Naughty Dog's close, though. Let's get the 17th remake of The Last of Us, or remaster. I love those games as much as anybody, but my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. Okay. Okay. Do I have a way to get this frickin' defenseman signed? And I don't think I do, but I do have to check. Goalies. If Storm Phaneuf can't do well enough,
fuck you, Baltimore.
He's the guy to go. Justin playing the entirety of the Baltimore clip. My goodness. I really should have made that more than 50 bits. Regarding NHL 24, do players actually develop better? Yes, somewhat. I mean, at least because of the X Factor change. But again, very limited sample size that I have with the game at this point, so don't hold me to it. Players from NHL 13 still playing. Yeah, we're not that far into this. We're in 2021, but we're not like super far into it.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Are you trying to walk through this fucking grass? Shout out the Rough Riders. Welcome in. How are you?
So you're a dead motherfucker.
Go to hell.
Big Bill Hell's card.
Baltimore's filthiest.
And exclusive on one of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland.
Guaranteed.
Am I willing to trade Storm Phaneuf to make space for an 83 overall defenseman? Storm, you get a little bit of time at the start of this season to prove to me that you are untradeable. Let's see if you can do it. We have Gallant, Klesla, and Ennis. We're going to go Gallant, Klesla, Barron, Sointu, Reinhardt, Ennis, Matheson, Zhao. Wow, we have a lot of snipers. We have a lot of snipers. It is what it is. Matheson, Zhao, Vertanen, Kessel, Gran, and Acker. I have played the NHL Hits games. I have them, physical copies of all of them, too. We've played them on stream before. It's been a while, though. All right. Storm Phaneuf. You got to prove yourself, buddy, because we have a really good team here, and we can't afford to not make something happen here. I still don't have the maximum amateur scouting, but that's okay. Let me clear out the trade block because right now there's no offers. Trade for a big name power forward, a playmaker for better offense. I've set up a version of this team already with proper player type alignment. It doesn't make a difference in this game. Does not make a notable difference. Did it, Monk? Maybe later tonight. I'm not against it. I can check in with Nuge, see what he's up to. I'm not against it. I can literally message him right now while this is simming. We're gonna typing out the ratings list for FHM10. There. I think my big issue with FHM10 is I'm like, there's no way I can edit all of it. So I have no desire to do anything related to editing with that game. So, all right. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, Phillies aren't going down without a fight. Oh, goodness. I mean, higher overall doesn't mean as much. All that matters in this game is overall, but you said trade for like a big name power forward. Probably because I said we had too many snipers. It wouldn't matter if they're a two-way. It's just the higher overall, typically the better people are. Like, line chemistry didn't exist at this point. Like, you know, this is the era in between. Like, oh, playmaker, sniper, power forward, mattering. Like, imagine in, like, NHL 06, and then it matters now. But this was the era where it didn't matter. So, that's the issue. 2-0-1. Tennis, I need a big, big season out of you, my friend. Old Tyler Ennis. Big season out of Tyler Ennis. Come on. We're winning it. We're winning it. We're winning it. We're winning it. We got this. We're winning the cup this season. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Kevin Veilleux. We do not need Kevin Veilleux. Shut him down, Seawald. I want this to go 7. The series has been fun. I plan on eventually going back to the PS2 era games too. Probably. Probably. I mean, put it this way. Like, playing on NHL 11, NHL 12, NHL 13 in October of 2023 was not on my bingo card. It was not a part of the plan. Is that Alex Gallant? No, it's not. It's a generated dude. This happened because 24 disappointed immensely. And I felt like I could have more fun with these than I could on the current game. We have 5 games in a row. Again, these games aren't perfect, but it's still more entertaining to me than playing 24 right now, just because of the issues that it has. So yeah, this was a very spur of the moment decision to be like, I'm going to play old stuff. So here we are. How far this goes? Well, that depends on what happens with 24 post-launch, updates and such. The whole shebang. So, how many old games we play? Well, that ball is in EA's court. So, as the Diamondbacks tie the NLCS up 2-2. By the time this is on YouTube, people would probably know who won the fucking World Series by now. But, yeah, hey, there you go. Time stamping the content. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Paul Sewald. Shutting them down. 9, 6, and 5. At least when we're losing in overtime. So, Rahil, what's going on, man? You gotta tell me all about the, you made a vague tweet earlier, and I'm like, ooh, what happens? You gotta tell me what that was about. All right, it is almost December 1st, meaning our RFA needs to be signed soon. We need to take a look. Fair enough, Rahil. Fair enough. We need to take a look at Storm Phaneuf. Do you have numbers that will deem you as untradeable? No, you don't. I'm going to risk it. This might backfire. It could easily backfire. But we're going to be trading Storm Phaneuf. Man, and you thought I pick hoarded. Jesus Christ. What's the AI doing there, huh? Can I get a second round pick for Storm Phaneuf? No. Honestly, give me a third. There you go, Buffalo. Enjoy Storm Phaneuf. And we'll bring up Melvin Boyd, who was a younger goalie that we drafted. But Eric Comrie is going to get the opportunity to be our starting goalie. This will leave us enough money to sign our RFA on defense. And then if it turns out, well, our goalies still suck, then we trade a defenseman. Could even be Clark. So, we'll see how it goes. But I don't think Storm Phaneuf, especially behind a stacked defense, was doing well enough to kind of warrant him making $5 million a season. So, I'm feeling all right about our decision there. And Henry Clark has signed Klesla, by the way, 27 goals already this season, which is absurd. He's an absolute machine. Goodness, goodness, goodness. All right, so back to roster moves. Defensively, okay, he's already on the roster. We can send Usatalo down. He's the guy to call back up in case we need somebody else. But, I mean, look at that defense. We should be able to make things happen. How's Tyler Ennis doing this year? I'm going to keep Tyler Ennis with Klesla, actually. Let's try that. It might take away from Klesla's scoring a bit too much, but we're going to try it. And we technically now have $4 million still in cap space. So, again, we could always get a goalie at the deadline if we had to. The Leafs All-Star shoulder patch looks like Kunlun Red Stars logo, and I can't unsee it. I wouldn't even compare it to Kunlun's logo. I'd just say it looks like shit. But unless someone were to tell me that, oh, well, like a 12-year-old designed it, it's good for like a 12-year-old's artwork. But in a general sense, it is a terrible, terrible logo. If you tell me like a 12-year-old made this logo for the All-Star game, cool. Not bad. Anything else, then just no way. I mean, Like, look, even the Florida All-Star badge last year was better. I mean, look at these. Look at these. Some of the ones in the past few years. Look at the Columbus one from 2015. The Blues in 2020 with the arch. The guitar pick for the Preds. And then there's this one. And then there's that one. Not a fan. Not a fan. So, get it together, Toronto. Get it together. So, I actually made... Rahil, I mean, you know me, though. If you do it, I'll put the artwork right in the fridge. Just for you. Yannick, what's going on, by the way? Their jerseys will be a giant leaf. Potentially. Potentially. I mean, if they try to, like, take what Dallas's old jerseys were, then sure. Anything other than that, I'm not so sure. All right, Comrie now has 8 wins. I'm going to give Comrie until the end of January to kind of prove whether or not he can be the guy for us. So, we'll see. Our record's decent. We lose in overtime a lot, so. You think about Western Kentucky's, I haven't seen it. I don't pay too much attention to college sports, so. What do we got? Oh, it has eyes on it. Neat. So it's got Red Grimace throwing a football with eyes on the front of the helmet. I think the color scheme looks good. Like the matte black with the red face mask. Oh, so for quarterbacks, it throws the football. With running backs, it shows off its cake in a Heisman pose. Wide receivers, it shows them catching the ball. Offensive linemen, they're popping a squat. Linebackers, they're fucking throwing it back. Defensive backs, they're T-posing. And special teams, they're watching the ball slowly encroach to hit them in the nuts if Red Grimace, in fact, has testicles. Fair play. Fair play. 23, 14, and 9. Klesla, 39 goals on the season already. Everyone knows Burrows is the GOAT. He sure is the GOAT at being a gigantic piece of garbage. Eric Comrie, 13, 7, and 0. Ooh, a 928. Okay, Comrie's been good enough. Comrie's been good enough. We do have to take a look at individual numbers here. Let me see. Actually, let's go to the other screen. We have about a month and a half, 2 months maybe until the deadline. I forget when the deadline is. But we need to take a look at numbers. We need to take a look. I'm focused on other things other than Western Kentucky at the moment, Chad. I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible person. Absolutely terrible. Whoops. Wrong one. So defensively, Severson. Okay. Let's mark some of this down here. So defensively, we're going to want probably Severson and Petrovic. I think so. At least. 22 points and a plus 21 for Damon Severson. Klubertons has actually been pretty damn good for an 80 overall. Kulikov. Not great. He makes way too much money to be mid. Way too much. And Fowler, one of our big free agent signings, also makes too much money to be that mid. So, and then Clark, not a big point guy. Not too bad. It's an in poor taste when filming a hockey game involving a military college to use the word shelled. Probably. But it is funny. Look at Klesla, by the way. Holy goodness. He has been fantastic. Gallant has also been really good. Reinhardt has been solid. Maybe not as dominant as I would have thought. Tyler Ennis. Pretty solid as well. Mike Barron, who spent a lot of time on... I mean, he's only been in the top 6. He is... he's up there. He's up there in terms of performance. Carnage, what's up? Matias Sointu, what do we got for you? Been the weakest forward so far, but that doesn't mean he's been bad. Sean Zhao hasn't been too bad either. The rookie Matheson, former first overall pick. Not quite what we'd want for a first overall pick, but... Roy Kessel hasn't been so hot. Unfortunately. Chemo Vertanen. Been alright. Gran. And then Acker. Not great. Okay. Okay, I think we know what we have to do here. We go over to GM options, go back to roster moves. Let's see what we can do. What can we do? So defensively, Kulikov, you got to figure it out, buddy. We're actually going to give everybody a chance to improve. But it's Klesla, Klesla, Gallant, and Barron. I wrote his name down as Galley. Reinhardt, Ennis, Sointu will stay. Zhao, Matheson, Vertanen, and the lines actually end up staying the same. We'll leave it for now. Defense is going to be Severson and Klubertans. Petro and Fowler. Kulikov and Clark. Kind of spreads the wealth there amongst the defense. So, yeah, cynical me either, to be honest. All right, come on. Maybe if we had Rafi Torres. I mean, we have a winning record. We are a good team. It's just I need us to be ready to take that next step come playoff time. Simple as that. Give me a second. Goodness. We need Rafi Torres, Matt Cook, and Alex Burrows. I mean, if someone wanted to make a financial bet, I would trade for Alex Burrows. Like, if someone wanted to say, hey, Toogie, $50, you get Alex Burrows and don't win the cup, then, hey, you were right. He's terrible and not worth having on a hockey team. And I'd be like, yes, thank you for the money and thank you for telling me I'm right. I already knew I was right, but thank you so much for telling me. 24, 16, and 9. It's not bad, but we're just not quite clicking at the level I'd prefer. Damn. We did beat Tampa. Klesla definitely slowed down a bit. I mean, he's going to hit 50 in his sleep, I'd imagine. He's 40 by the All-Star break, which is nuts. So, we're happy about that. 40 goals. Good stuff. Matt Cook won his first game as Growlers coach. Did he concuss one of his own players on the bench? Maybe he hopped out there and concussed somebody on the opposite team. He was always pretty good at that. So, he's always pretty good at that. Goodness, goodness. Goodness, goodness. Didn't go to the game, can't confirm or deny. Fair enough. Look at that. Outscoring opponents 11-3 so far. Oh, baby, we're cooking. Klesla is up to 47 goals in no time. Dude, he puts up goals like a prime Mario Lemieux when he's on his game. Holy God. He got a break at the All-Star weekend. Comes back and is just on an absolute tear. Apparently that break is what the boys needed. 49 for Klesla. We're in the second week of February. As we're on 50 watch, will it happen this week against the New York-based team? Damn. He and Gallant are working very, very well together, which is what I was hoping for. Goodness, goodness. 51! He's insane. He's absolutely insane. I will say, we talked about it, the whole decision. Again, I traded Patrick Kane because he wasn't performing in the playoffs. And I'm like, well, instead of building around Patrick Kane, let's build around this dude. Like the best player out of the draft that we've seen. And he has been unbelievable. 52 goals now. 60 assists for Gallant. Come on. Where are we going to be come trade deadline time? It's this week. Try to stop the sim before the Penguins game. 52 goals for Klesla, 61 assists for Gallant. We are the third best team in the NHL right now. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here at the points. We got to take a look at Comrie in goal and kind of compare how our players have done since the All-Star break. Technically a little bit before, but I always set the wrong one. So in goal, shout out Z-Pops when you got to take a nap and end up sleeping for 5 hours. That's what happens when I nap. It ends up with a full sleep. Shout out to Z-Pops, though. I have 47 months. Goodness gracious. I'll always call you by the old username. 926 for Comrie. Melvin, okay, maybe. I mean, he only had one game. We might look for an insurance goalie at the deadline. As far as the rest of the team is concerned, Damon Severson has been crushing it. He's crushing it. He and Klubertans especially have done great. Dmitry Kulikov is a bit of a marvel right now. Every other defenseman is a positive, except for him. It might be time to flip him. It might be time because everybody else is doing well, at least. I mean, Fowler's not quite killing it either, but we're going to have to explore that. Our bottom six. I mean, there's no denying we could use a little bit of depth. But I mean, Gallant's looking really good. Is he on the power play and could that impact Klesla's performance? I actually haven't checked, but potentially. Okay. So, we do have a general game plan for this deadline. But first and foremost, there's no defenseman that we'd want, but forwards. Hello. Now, obviously, those guys are too expensive. But for these 75 overall dudes, there is the argument, instead of going out and trading for somebody, shout out to Thomas Tatar, there is an argument to say, hey, find a couple of grinders to be able to put them in on the fourth. And see what they can do. How many roster spots do we have? Not many. There's Hallmark, Paul Byron. I mean, there's a lot of familiar names here, obviously. Okay. I think we have to do it. Right? Just to have them as depth options. It makes sense to me. Although every time we look at the team like this, it always goes wrong. But I at least want these guys in the AHL to be able to call them up if we get in trouble. I am exclusively looking for grinders who actually have good aggressiveness. Or power forwards, for that matter. Like, Evan Bloodoff has decent aggressiveness. So does Denick Gauthier, but I want to see if there's someone even better in that regard. Again, I can't sort by player type in this era, I'm pretty sure, so that doesn't help. 99 body checking for Colton Heffley, but 67 aggressiveness, so how often is he actually going to hit? I need a couple of guys who can go out there for 30-second shifts, hit people, and then head right back to the bench. Tomas Marchenko's not bad. You know what, actually, I can't sort by player type, but I can sort by aggressiveness. I was going to say both. Ty Bilkey. That's an aggressive guy right there. He is a tough guy as well. Okay, that's the type of guy that we're looking for here. There's also Cam Abney. Okay. Miroslav Pavlikovsky. 54 overall. Jesus. Kirk Warsofsky. Kirk Gogol. I was going to say, are any of these guys actually going to have good face-off ratings? The answer is I doubt it. BJ? No. DJ King, or Dwight King, not DJ King. Brad Malone, even though he's a center, doesn't have good face-offs. Rich Clune. Okay. Ty Bilkey. He wants a little bit more money than I'd prefer to give him. But you know, he'll be in the AHL, so it's fine. We can sign Bilkey. We can sign Cameron Abney. And then who is the center with the best face-off rating? It's actually a winger, Daniel Weiss, who has the best face-off rating. There's Felix Schutz. Kyle Brodziak is what we're looking for. So just in case that fourth line's kind of getting killed, especially in the playoffs, we'll have the ability to call up some grit, essentially, and just be like, all right, screw it. Let's at least not get bullied. As we do lose to Pittsburgh. That's okay. I mean, 5-1's not ideal, but... All right, all three accepted. So heading to the trade deadline, is there a team where flipping Dmitry Kulikov would make sense? As we crush the Ducks. And hey, I didn't accidentally skip the deadline this year. I'm getting better. Look at me. I'm learning. Is there a team? Oh, man, the Ducks are giving up Ryan Getzlaf, but that's just not what we need. Lucas Spiza. Man, Lucas Spiza's an 85 overall, huh? 28 points and a minus 21. You hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it. Boston's trying to trade Bergeron and Krejci. I wish, but... Tyler Myers. UFA Tyler Myers. Pending UFA. He takes way too many penalty minutes. Way too many. Baseball fan, what's up? And hello, everybody that I haven't gotten a chance to say hi to. Nick Hjalmarsson. Ian Cole. We know Cole takes a lot of penalties. Hjalmarsson, not bad. He is on an expiring deal. But we don't really need defensemen that put up points. We just need guys who can shut shit down. Colorado, nobody that we'd want. Columbus trying to move Jack Johnson. Dallas, nobody. Detroit trying to move Patrick Kane. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. Marstow, UDFA challenge really only works well in Madden, just because of development patterns in games. Edmonton, Griffin AHLer Griffin Reinhart? That's not Griffin Reinhart, because that guy's only 21 years old. I just noticed. Damn. That would have been nice. Would have been nice. Los Angeles. Everyone knows getting a player named Reeves will fix all of your problems. Shea Weber, boy, I'll tell you. Is he the answer? God damn, he takes penalties. Is there a good defensive defenseman that doesn't take a shitload of penalties? Islanders with Andy McDonald. Oof, 4.5 for 4 more years. I haven't seen that one defenseman where I'm like, yep, that's the guy. Mark Stahl, Mark Giordano, Dan Girardi. So Mark Stahl's a pending free agent. Takes a shitload of penalty minutes and, well, he's not the guy. Gio makes a lot of money. Girardi making 3.6. He is down to an 81 overall. Has barely played this year. Takes a good amount of PIMs when he does play. Damn. Why does Mr. Kulikov have to be playing so badly this season? To try and force my hand on a trade. I'm not going to go for a trade, though, unless the right one's there. Jason Demers making 6.6. He is an 85, though. 33 points, 70 PIMs. He's not bad. The Blues trying to move Oshie. That doesn't help us. Toronto, nobody. Vancouver. With Edler making 9.4. I just can't afford that. Jason Garrison makes 4.8. Okay. Enstrom, Grossman, or Bufflin? What's a big buff look like right now? 40 points, a plus 11. Does take a lot of penalty minutes, but it's Dustin Bufflin. What's Toby Enstrom look like? 30 points, doesn't really take penalties. He is technically worse on paper, but Kulikov hasn't done anything this season. And then Nick Grossman, Flyers and Stars legend. He hasn't played for them at all this year. What's Kulikov's trade value? So the big issue, Winnipeg doesn't want him. Meaning I'd have to pull off different trades to try and get fair value. We'd actually have to give up a decent amount to get Dustin Bufflin. I just don't get why Kulikov's been so bad this year. I'm tempted to just give him a chance in the playoffs. You know, we drafted him. Oh, man. We do have something else that we need to look for, and that is potentially a backup goalie, an insurance policy behind Eric Comrie. So really quickly, does that exist on the open market? Dude named Makarov. Etienne Marcoux. 78, so that's not amazing. Montreal, Oscar Dansk. Justin Peters, Thomas Greiss. Devin Dubnyk. Down to a 79. Maybe not too much of an insurance policy then. Gotta be honest. Ooh, okay, Yaroslav Halak. If we were to get an insurance policy, it would be Yarrow. 83 overall still. Here's the issue. He makes $6 million for 2 more years after this. I don't think what we need is out there. I agree that Kulikov hasn't been good enough, but he also hasn't been so bad that it warrants a trade. I think we're just going to hold. We're going to trust the boys. We're going to hold off. In years past, we've tried to add to the team, and it hasn't worked out. Just stick with what we have, who we have. Again, we did sign those AHLers, the tough guys that could be called up if the fourth line keeps getting bullied. But I think we're okay. Myers on the free agent market. What could go wrong? Yeah. All right. Let's see it. 37, 19, and 11. We'd have to really screw things up from here to not make the playoffs. So I'd like to think we got it down. But again, we brought in some insurance. We have a 56 goal scorer. So we lose 5-2. It's not too bad. I think we're going to be okay. I think we can do it. I said it was the year. I still believe it's the year. You know, a little bit worried about the depth on the fourth line, but who knows? Maybe they all step up in the playoffs. Maybe, just maybe. We got it. Yeah, injuries are off, so there won't be 17 broken legs. The sim takes for goddamn ever. If injuries are on and you have a trade block active, it takes a million fucking years. So, yeah, from now on, I think I only recommend using the trade block for the deadline. 58 goals for Philipp Klasla. We need our boy to hit 60. So we shut out the Bruins, 42 wins. We're looking good. We do lose to the Rangers, but that's okay. Come on, Klasla, you gotta hit 60. You gotta hit 60. You could have hit 70, to be honest. He's stuck on 58. I don't even know if he's gonna hit 60. It's still an amazing season. Not too many players in this sim, outside of Alex Ovechkin, have scored as many goals in a season as Klasla has. He's one away. There it is. 60 goals for Philipp Klasla. What a monster. What an absolute monster he is, huh? God damn. Telling you, this can be the year. I'm not giving up on the positivity. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We're going to do it. Can we get win number 46 before the end of the season? Final game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, our biggest freaking rivals, I swear. And we do lose. So we finished the season with 45 wins. We are now a star GM. And we'll be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning in round number 1. What NHL game should I get if I don't want 24? Depends on what consoles you have. Let's upgrade that amateur scout. Our reputation's still in the damn toilet. But this is the year. This is the year. I'm calling it. It has to be the year. How could it not be the year? I do want to look at these numbers, though. 99 points. Oh, my God. Whew. 99 points, 62 goals for Klasla. 84 points, 77 assists for Aaron Gallant. 65 points for Sam Reinhart. 50 for Ennis and Barron. 31 goals for Tyler Ennis, by the way. 41 points for Sean Zhao. It drops off a bit from there. With our fourth line not being miserable. So that's not too bad. They weren't miserable. So maybe they don't need replacing. They are all really young players. Not bad, man. Not bad. Defensively, great season for Damon Severson and Klubertons. The biggest question mark is Dmitry Kulikov. For whatever reason, Kulikov and Fowler really just not playing to their full ability. There's no other way to really vocalize it. They need to be better. In goal, didn't think we'd see this, but Eric Comrie was the man with a .927 save percentage. Obviously, auto-rotate is not a thing at this point in time, so he just plays every game. He looked pretty damn good. He did look good. I think we have a roster that can do it. I won't let that go. Next highest goal scorer with 49 was Sidney Crosby. Only 3 guys broke 40. Klesla broke 60. Outrageous. In terms of points, though, Crosby was ahead of Klesla by 1 freaking point. Damn. Aaron Gallant up there. Penalty minute king for the record was Jared Bowl with 185. Jesus. Defensively, holy shit, Dylan McElrath, the Pim King. Point leader was David Rundblad. You had TJ Brody, Chris Letang, Philip Larson, John Moore. I mean, in goal, the winningest goalie was Steve Mason. And for the rookies, what's on the block off? Brandon Cope and Seeth was up there as well. We didn't really have too many rookies in the conversation. This is the year. I'm calling it. This is the year.